Welcome back to Dawn Patrol here, day one of the Bonsoy Gold Coast Pro, presented by GWM. We will have competition underway today with the opening round for the women, the round of 48, not too far away from kicking off. But before we get into that, we want to have a look at who on the men's side was relegated from the Championship Tour back to the Challenger Series. They've had less than a week to get their thoughts back together, and now they've got a positive mindset moving into this first event. But surprised, Bugs, to see any of the names relegated back to the Challenger Series?
Yeah, I thought there was a couple of young guys. I thought Eli Hanneman was probably going to have a stronger showing coming up for his first year. But gosh, you know, it's been proven in the past that these surfers here are match hardened, they're battle hardened, and they've got a bit of a sting in the tail.
Most definitely, yeah. I think it's a pretty... You know, it's always been difficult for rookies to maintain a place in that top 22. A couple of surprises for me we're going to focus on in just a moment. Samuel Pupo, Jacob Wilcox was a surprise to me, but I think Bugs is right, Felicity. There's a lot of battle-hardened veterans that know how to get the job done on the Challenger Series in that lineup. Yeah,
I look at that list and I just think, wow, okay, these regional qualifying series guys and women, you know, are coming up against these crew who are just seasoned, the competitors, and they're so hungry. I mean, big shock for me was Jacob with just so much CT experience already under his belt, and yeah, not being able to get the job done as a rookie on tour. Eli
Hanneman winning an event on the Challenger Series last year, I think that is a massive mental advantage for anyone that's tasted victory on this Challenger Series. Risen above this field is going to have a fantastic shot of getting themselves back up there. But one person that did such a fantastic job of just, you know, turning their year around last season was Sammy Pupo. Got bumped off, Bugs, and quickly got here to the Gold Coast and put on a real show.
Last year he put on an amazing show, and he'll be defending champion this year. And gosh, he's only just missed out again this year on qualifying.
Yeah, 2 victories on the Challenger Series last year for Sammy. And you know what? He was only a heat win away, like a lot of surfers on the Championship Tour, of getting his place back. But he is a force, such a great surfer.
Oh, he's such a great surfer, and I feel for him because Margaret River was a tough event for him. He obviously matched up against that heat with his brother, Miggy. He defeated his brother. He still had more work to do and then lost eventually to John. I mean, one of the greatest of all time at main break. But he's got to have confidence because he got 2 big wins on the Challenger Series last year. You know, what a way to bookend your year. Start the year with a win and finish it with a win. And yeah, another guy right here, Georgie Patar.
Oh my goodness, this guy's on some kind of roll, Bugs, getting the call up to surf in a couple of CT events and doing serious damage.
Well, we've always felt that he's got this potential to surf at this level, and he certainly showed it through the Australian leg. George is, a powerhouse.
Yep, he paid excess to drag that big sack full of prize money all the way back here to the East Coast, but it's going to help his Challenger Series campaign. It's going to relieve some pressure. I mean, he's well backed, well sponsored, but he just surfed so brilliantly against really tough opponents, even knocking off the number 1 surfer in the world at the moment.
What I saw at main break Margaret River was nothing short of extraordinary, and I always say, like, you can't just rock up to main break and with 2 days before the event and expect to do well. I don't know how much experience he's had out there. I was just blown away. He was dropping excellent scores all week, and yeah, world number 1 took him out. Surfed really well at Bells too, had that really close heat with Ethan, and I just feel like he's going to be able to carry all that confidence from that CT experience, take it to the Challenger Series, and I think he's going to be a serious threat here.
Yeah, I think so. I think maybe the craziest thing about George, Bugs, is he did really well at Bells. He did really well at main break. His surfing's actually way better suited to snapper rocks. He's just so fast.
Yeah, he's got such a power game, and he's got every trick in the book as well, but his carving is extraordinary. He's going to look so good out here at Snapper, and he's going to have to.
Yeah, he is. Well, we're going to get started here at Snapper Rocks this morning with the women's event. We'll have a look at who was relegated from the CT and talk about some of the fresh faces that are also going to be campaigning here today. It is Saturday, April 27th. We're approaching 8 a.m. here. Saturdays don't get much better than this. Posted up here at Snapper Rocks, getting set to get the round of 48 underway for the women. And there is some heavily stacked heats, and we're going to see a fantastic fight for the title here, and someone's going to take that pole position moving through the first stage of the Challenger Series event. But we know that it is such a quick turnaround for those competitors that have just suffered the disappointment of being knocked off the championship tour, and now they have to just set their sights and I guess ready themselves for a whole new wave of young campaigners. And on the women's side, they are coming through, and they're coming through fast and super talented, so it's going to be difficult for these competitors to rally.
Oh, for sure. I look at all these names right here and I just think, wow, okay, they're just so strong on the Challenger Series. They're so strong on the Championship Tour as well. And I feel like, you know, the regional qualifying series girls are going to be looking at these names if they find one of these in their heat draw, and they're going to be scratching their heads like, wow, okay, this is a tough matchup. For me, I look at Sally. I mean, 2 years in a row now, she hasn't made the cut, but she's come back and she's going to be fighting for another spot on tour. Isabel Nichols, she just does so well out here. India Robinson, another one. I mean, they're big names, all of them.
Yeah, Sally Fitzgibbons is an interesting one, though. So many, one of the most winning CT surfers of all time. And even though Sal's had a hard time chasing CT victories of late, she still wins. She goes to the ISA. She gets herself a gold medal. So, you know, don't discount Sally. She's a veteran. She's had a tough couple of years on the CT, but I could see her swinging around and getting herself a victory here, Bugs.
Well, Sally feels comfortable on the Challenger Series. You know, she's won. She made short work of it the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Well, let's have a look at last year's event winner, another surfer who was trying to get themselves back to the elite level, was India Robinson. And she had overcome some injuries too, so it was a well-celebrated victory.
Yeah, this was a major comeback for her, and I think like a long time coming to get a big win like this. I mean, last year she just surfed so well out here. Her surfing just really fit in the pocket beautifully. She has that trademark snap that she was going to, and yeah, got the big win here at the beginning of the year and got herself back on tour.
Lakey Peterson, well, she knows she's got a place on the Championship Tour for 2025, but Lakey Peterson, a former winner here on the Gold Coast, Bugs, is going to be a real threat without the pressure of having to chase a spot on the CT.
Oh, Lakey Peterson's surfing is made for Snapper Rocks. She looks amazing at her. As you said, she's won here at the highest level of the sport. I'm kind of surprised to see here, but she got relegated after that amazing performance by Gabriella and Soy Lindblad in Margaret's flick.
Yeah, she did. But I mean, just look at this and look at the experience that Lakey's got out here on the Gold Coast, in Queensland. She's going to be so hard to beat. She's in the draw. Her and Sally have the most experience, and it's going to be interesting to see her come here not with so much pressure, you know, knowing she's got that wild card spot. You know, she could potentially just surf and maybe get a win.
Yeah, she was at the press conference yesterday. She was totally elated to be back here on the Gold Coast. I think one of her most treasured victories as a Championship Tour surfer was just up the track at Kira.
Oh, yeah, that was a special day for Lakey and for everyone, really, to have an event back at Kira. But I think her surfing at Snapper is going to be next level.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun to watch, of course. We've got Championship Tour campaigners. We've got fresh faces. We're going to have a talk about some of those rookies on the rise here right after the break. The World Surf League would like to acknowledge the Gundjerbara and Minyangabul people of the Bundjalung Nation and pay our respects to their elders, present, past and emerging, and extend this acknowledgement to First Nations peoples here today and also joining us on the broadcast. How lucky are we to have the Slab family, who always give us such a warm welcome, make all the competitors feel safe in this area. And the Jurikai Surf Culture Mob doing a fantastic job once again, Bugs. An important family on this part of the coast, but also just keeping tradition alive.
Oh, most definitely keeping tradition alive. And we had a couple of young Slab family members surfing in the trials yesterday. You know, an awesome family from the Tweed.
Yeah, it's awesome to see. Well, we're just moments away from getting the round of 48 underway for the women. It's been a lot of fun these past couple of years watch surfers can fight their way through their regional qualifying series. And it has to be said that around the world, those series are so competitive and, you know, in their own right, very difficult to break through. But who are you looking forward to seeing on the women's side?
This morning, and I mean, someone that's a major standout for me is Ellie Harrison on the women's side. She obviously got that wildcard berth at Bells. She made a quarterfinals finish there. She won the regional qualifying series, and I just feel like she's on a bit of a roll. So I'm looking out for Ellie Harrison for sure.
Yeah, she also had a pretty good run at the Challenger Series last year, which is good. Bugs, hard to go past a world junior champ and local girl in Sierra Kerr, seeing her get the call up here.
Yeah, well, Sierra, I was talking to her dad, and Sierra's actually going to probably not take on the whole world tour this year, and she's not looking to qualify. She was going to finish school, but gosh, she's won ISA world titles, she's won WSL world junior titles, QS regional events this year. Incredible young surfer.
Amazing young surfer. She could potentially do some damage. And then on the men's side, there is a long list of young campaigners breaking through that could really go on a magic tear through this contest as well. But one thing we're looking forward to today, including seeing the young guns coming through, is seeing the old boys. One of the true queens and immortals of the sport, Stephanie Gilmore, out in this lineup. We've got the Snapper World Champs heat later this afternoon. Bugs, how come you're not taking part, mate?
Oh, I'm going to be sitting here, commentating it with you, having a lot of fun. But look at that. As 5 surfers, there's 24 WSL world titles right there. I mean, Amazing. If you spread it out, that's 5 apiece nearly.
Yeah.
Although I don't think Kelly and Stephanie are giving up too many of theirs.
Well, these are the world champions that dominated here on the Gold Coast, had amazing results, but they'll also be honouring the end of Kelly Slater's amazing competitive career as a full-time campaigner on the championship tour.
Yeah, I cannot wait to watch this heat. And if I think about my favourite surfers out here, I think to Fanning, I think to Parko, Oki, I mean, all of them really. But I can't go past the Queen, Stephanie Gilmore. I just love the way that she surfs out here. She's got that beautiful style, affinity with this wave. And, yeah, just representing for the gals.
Yeah, it's going to be really fun to see. And, I think everyone's going to relish the opportunity. Funny thing about Oki is you get him in a exhibition heat like that, he starts warming up. Yeah. He starts watching psych up clips. He's down there getting himself in the zone with a bit of Tai Chi.
Well, he was the first out in the water yesterday after the trials.
He's ready to go. But have a look at the conditions on hand for the opening day of the Challenger Series for 2024. Beautiful stuff. And I'm expecting great performances as we dive into the opening heat of the day, the round of 48 for the women. It is going to be a good one.